Hey, welcome to Think Thursday from the Alcohol Minimalist Podcast. Think Thursday is all about your beautiful, brilliant human brain. We're talking neuroscience. We're talking behavior change. We are talking about your mindset. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Welcome to Think Thursday from the Alcohol Minimalist. I'm your host, Molly Watts, and Think Thursdays are all about brain health, brain science, neuroscience, and your mindset. Really, mindset is what got me started down this path on Think Thursdays because I am absolutely fascinated by how powerful our brains are. And they're powerful in so many ways. But last week, I talked a little bit about how the the practice of visualization actually causes changes in the brain's physical structure in terms of neuroplasticity with repetition and consistency over time. I've talked about consistency this whole month. I've kind of been on this path of taking consistent action and how that consistency and repetition actually restructures the physical parts of our brain. And I went down a couple of rabbit holes on mindset and neuroplasticity, and it led me to Dr. Alia Crum. And these studies from Dr. Crum just are so fascinating to me that I really wanted to introduce you to her work and to this, just all about how mindset literally shape our physical reality. So, Dr. Alia Crum is a health psychologist at Stanford University, and her research, her whole body of work really demonstrates how our beliefs, our mindsets shape our physical reality. Dr. Crum's work has far-reaching implications, obviously, from health, stress management, and to the way we view our relationship with alcohol, right? It is a perfect fit for what we discuss here on Think Thursday, and I am just really excited to talk with you about her research, her groundbreaking insights, and how these ideas can empower you to create real and lasting change in your life. So let's get ready. Let's dive in. You are going to love hearing about Dr. Alia Crum. Let's start with a pivotal moment in Dr. Crum's journey. While at Harvard as an ice hockey player, she spent countless hours training. And one day, her advisor, Dr. Ellen Langer, made a comment that shook her to her core. She said to Alia, "Exercise is just a placebo." Now, at first, this seemed completely preposterous, but it planted a seed. Could it be that the benefits of her relentless training weren't just from the physical effort, but also from her belief that she was improving? This question became the cornerstone of Crum's career. In one of her early studies, Crum worked with 88 hotel housekeepers, and this is a study that is very widely referred to. Many didn't view their physically demanding jobs as exercise, these hotel housekeepers. Crum reframed their tasks, explaining that cleaning rooms, vacuuming, scrubbing bathrooms burned calories and actually met the Surgeon General's recommendations for physical activity. 4 weeks later, the housekeepers who received this mindset intervention, right? So they were just told and they were trained and coached that what they were doing was actually counted as physical exercise. That group, as compared to a control group who did not get that same coaching, the group that did experienced significant physical changes. They lost weight, they reduced their blood pressure, and they improved their body composition. What's remarkable about all of that is that they didn't change their behavior at all. Their only difference was their belief. Crum's research proves that our mindsets act like mental filters, shaping how we interpret and respond to the world. And her studies don't just stop at exercise. Let me share a couple of other examples. First, there's her work on stress reframing. Stress is typically seen as harmful, right? But Crum's studies show that simply believing stress can enhance performance shifts how the body responds to it. Financial workers in her experiment who viewed stress as a tool reported fewer physical symptoms like muscle tension or insomnia and felt more engaged in their daily work. And then there's my personal favorite, and it's called the milkshake study. Crum gave participants two identical milkshakes, okay, two different groups. One was labeled as as indulgent and high calorie, and the other group was told that it was low calorie and healthy. Okay. Of course, what was in the milkshakes were exactly the same. So they looked the same, they tasted the same, but one group was told that it was indulgent and high calorie, and the other group was told that it was low calorie and healthy. Participants' hunger hormones, ghrelin, responded differently based on what they believed they were drinking. And that's incredibly uh, amazing to me. The body literally responded differently based on what the people thought that they were drinking, what they believed that they were drinking. When they drank the indulgent, high calorie uh, milkshake, they reported feeling more full. With the one that was nutritious but lower in calorie, people reported that they felt hungry sooner after. This highlights the incredible influence of our brains, of our mindset, and even on biological processes, which is just incredible. And it ties beautifully to the journey of becoming an alcohol minimalist. Changing our relationship with alcohol is about more than just behavior, it's about how we think about that behavior. Okay. I want you to think about that for a minute. It's not about just behavior, it's about how we think about our behavior. If you tell yourself, I can't drink, it feels restrictive. But reframing that as I'm choosing not to drink because it aligns with my goals transforms that narrative. And similarly, celebrating those small victories that we talk about all the time, like choosing maybe just a sparkling water over a cocktail, it reinforces the mindset that every choice matters. Every chance is a choice. Every choice is a chance to take a step in the direction that you want to be taking. Now, let me give you another analogy. Think about how Crum's housekeeper studies, think about how they started to see their daily work as valuable exercise. What if you viewed each decision to skip a drink as a small but powerful step towards your ultimate goal? It really is that simple, and it is that empowering, and it can be that important. Now, let's get practical. Here are some simple exercises to help you harness the power of mindset. Again, we've talked about these. I'm probably going to talk about mindset stuff so often here on the Think Thursday podcast. Because that repetition is super important, and reminding you all the time about the power of your beautiful human brilliant brains is really what Think Thursday is all about. Let's talk about reframing challenges as opportunities. This is something I talk about a lot in my coursework. I talk a lot about using compassion and curiosity. And when faced with a stressful situation like a craving, can you ask yourself in that moment, what can I learn from this? How is this an opportunity to grow stronger or more resilient? Can you say to yourself at a party during this holiday season and you feel the urge to go off plan? Can you remind yourself, this is my chance to strengthen my self control, my mindset, my work around how I want to include alcohol in my life? Last week, we talked about visualization and manifestation, right? These are not just woo woo science things. These are not just the property of, uh, professional athletes and people that are really trying to hit high achievement goals, right? You can use manifestation and visualization. All of us can every single day. Spend 2 to 3 minutes each morning visualizing yourself achieving your goals. And it can be an easy goal, but it's just a simple thing each day. But if you practice yourself and you see yourself doing those things, they become more realistic in your brain. Picture yourself waking up clear-headed, feeling proud of yourself and of your decisions, and living this peaceful relationship with alcohol that you're striving for. Number 3, use empowering affirmations. People get down on affirmations, and I understand why. It can seem a little bit like just a not, just again, kind of woo-woo stuff, but it really does work. And I tell people to make a list of many reasons, make them strong, revisit them often. It's the revisiting often. It's reminding yourself constantly, continuously, that you've got these powerful things inside of you, these statements that you want to hold on to and remind yourself. I love the one that I just kind of made a reference to. Every choice is a chance. Say it to yourself every single time. Every choice is a chance. Even if you've made some choices during the day that you're not happy with, the next opportunity, the next choice is your next chance to vote for who you are becoming. You don't have to stay stuck in who you've been. Number 4, another opportunity is to create a mindset journal. At the end of each day, people know that if you've been listening, you might have heard me at the beginning of this month talk about the fact that I was writing down 3 gains each day. That's really a mindset journal. And you can look at your actions positively. I've been loving my gains journaling this month. Dr. Crum's findings align with some other fascinating research, and there's a lot of great neuroscience that you can go into. And I will mention a couple of other scientists that have done some work on both the placebo effect, on neuroplasticity, and a growth mindset. The placebo effect in medicine. Italian neuroscientist Fabrizio Benedetti showed that patients who knew they were receiving morphine experienced greater pain relief than those who were unaware of it. And belief amplified the treatment's effectiveness. They believed they were receiving morphine and they got more out of it. And so you can look up Dr. Fabrizio Benedetti for more information on the placebo effect. Neuroplasticity, you can find lots of research done by Dr. Andrew Huberman. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Dr. Huberman as a person, but I do respect his science. And that has nothing to do about his views on alcohol. Many of you have listened to the long podcast that Dr. Huberman did on the effects of alcohol on the brain. I have no quibble with the truth or the science behind what alcohol does in the brain. Like I said, there's a lot of information on Dr. Huberman kind of out there, and I'm not sure that I align with him as a person, but regardless, his science is good, and his work emphasizes the brain's ability to form those new neural pathways by consistent effort and belief. And that's why small repeated actions are so important, and that consistency over time, that's what helps rewire the brain. And you can look up Dr. Andrew Huberman for more information on neuroplasticity. The growth mindset, Dr. Carol Dweck's work shows that believing in your ability to improve has a direct impact on your outcomes. And I love Dr. Carol Dweck's work. Her book, The Growth Mindset, is something that is, I've referenced and read many times. I actually interviewed on the podcast Dr. Jo Boaler with The Limitless Mind, and she's a comrade or a colleague at Stanford with Dr. Carol Dweck. Huberman's at Stanford as well, as was Alia Crum. So, lots of good thought leaders there at Stanford University, and just really interesting people that you can find work on in terms of if you're interested, like I am, in neuroscience. Dr. Crum's research is a powerful reminder that our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. Whether you're tackling stress, redefining your relationship with alcohol, or striving for better health, your mindset matters. So here's my challenge for you. What belief can you shift today to bring yourself closer to your goals? Maybe it's reframing a craving as a chance to practice resilience, like we just talked about. Or perhaps it's celebrating the simple act of choosing a non-alcoholic drink when you really wanted something alcoholic. Whatever it is, know that your mindset really is the superpower that helps make these changes become your reality so that you are not having to battle your desire, you're not having to, trust and lean on willpower, so that it really becomes something about who you are and what you want to do and what you believe is possible for yourself. I hope that you will keep coming back to Think Thursday to get that boost in the arm, that kind of, I think of it as just a little bit of a cheerleading session of really reminding us all how powerful and how wonderful our beautiful, brilliant human brains are. Sometimes they don't feel that way. Sometimes it feels like your brain is working against you, right? We got to remember that every thought we have is optional. We get to choose what we listen to. And when we focus on thoughts and practice them consistently over time, those build our beliefs, and our beliefs are so important. They're important to our physical beings because they can literally impact the biological processes like we just talked about. And they do create the outcomes and the results that we have in our lives. What we believe creates how we feel, which helps us determine the actions that we take, which gets the results that we have in our lives. I would love to hear what has resonated with you during Think Thursdays. I've heard from a few people that they're loving these episodes, and we will continue to explore the incredible power of our beautiful human brilliant brains together. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Choose peace, and I will see you on Monday.